morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV at Frederick. My name is Callie Say and I'm here at Transwest and Trailer Sales. So for those of you that aren't familiar with us, we're right off I-25, about 30 minutes north of Denver. We are Cimarron and Logan dealers, so if you're looking for a brand new trailer, those are the two brands that we carry. If you're looking for something used, we take everything from little bumper pulls to big LQs in on trade. Now, one of the cool things about working here at Transwest is that we build a lot of really cool trailers for inventory. This is a great example of one that we have been modifying over the years. Every time this one sells, we all sit down, we talk about what cool new things we could do to it, and then we put that into process. So for the last 5 years since I've been working here, we have changed this design of this trailer in little tweaks here and there, but it's made it what it is today. And that's something that we try and do with all our inventory. Whenever something sells, we like to sit down, reevaluate it, see where the trends are going, see if we've come up with anything really cool since then, if Cimarrons put out any new innovations. So this is a really great example of a trailer that's been changing over the years for the better. Let's go ahead and start up front. This is a 2025 Cimarron Norstar 3-horse gooseneck. Just so you guys have kind of an idea on dimensions here, this one is 7'4" tall, so about 3 inches taller than our standard, and it's 7'6" wide. We do have mangers on this one, so we like to go a little extra wide to not only accommodate those slightly bigger horses, but also if you have horses that like to turn out, in order to give them enough room between those wheel wells with those mangers, we like to go just a little bit extra wide. As far as pulling this trailer, you're only 19 feet 3 inches on the box. So it's a really handy size. This is something you can get easily in and out of gas stations, showgrounds, easy to park at your barn. This is gonna be one that if you've got 2 or 3 horses, perfect trailer for you, tons of storage, really set up to be a great horse show trailer. So some of the upgrades that we've got on this one, when I first started working here, I don't believe we even had the hydraulic jack on this one, but hydraulic jacks have really become a staple in our Cimarron trailers. I think everybody loves how easy they are to get them on and off their truck. We were replacing so many single leg jack with hydraulic jacks that for some of our nicer trailers, our nicer stock combos, we've been doing just these hydraulic jacks right from the factory. It's a little bit cheaper than doing it after the fact, and it is part of your Cimarron trailer. When we have a hydraulic jack, we automatically get a battery with a battery disconnect. So what's cool about that is if you are using your trailer at home as a tack room as well, you don't have to be hooked up to your tow vehicle to get 12-volt lights. So you can have interior lights, stall lights, your exterior awning lights. This is a really nice option. It's something that a lot of customers will actually go in and add after the fact on trailers that we have in inventory that don't have those on there. So having the ability to turn this on and have all the lights on is a really nice fact. Something that is new on these 2025 models is this RecArc. RecArc basically turns that trickle charge from your truck into a heavy duty charge. So as you drive down the road, if you've got lights on, this one doesn't have fans, but if you have fans or air ride or anything that's drawing lots of power, I know a lot of people are adding cameras these days, that draws quite a bit of power. Your trickle charge from your truck is not going to really charge up that battery if you're pulling a lot of power from it as you drive. And another thing people don't realize is a lot of times if they've hooked up to a trailer that maybe doesn't have the right amount of power to it, instead of surging on your truck, it's going to pop a fuse on your truck, in which case you will no longer be able to supply 12-volt power to your battery. So what this RecArc does is it turns that into a heavy-duty charge, but it also will tell you if you don't have 12-volt supply coming from your tow vehicle. If you don't have 12-volt supply, you know you can check your 7-pin, you can check your fuses, you can start digging into that issue, but you know you're not getting any charge on your battery. It'll alert you if you are, and then what's really cool is if your battery is too low and you try and hit your jack, that's generally where we see people pop that 12-volt fuse. Instead of popping the fuse on your truck, it's going to break a circuit in here and it'll pop it on here, and you won't have to replace that 12-volt in your truck. So really cool little feature that we've come up with. It's really small and compact, something you'll hardly notice, but it's going to make a big difference and how you can hook up to this trailer. Since we are a little extra wide, we didn't have to locate this too much higher. We still have plenty of clearance to get our manual operation on our electric over hydraulic jack. I like these big equalizers for that reason. They do have a manual override as opposed to the smaller ones. This might be overkill for most people, but it gives you a lot of really nice options because you are not stranded if you don't have any battery power. Your spare tire on this one is the same as what you've got running on the ground. It is a 16-inch Goodyear. This is something we were able to get a couple years ago. We started being able to get these 10-ply Goodyears. They've been a really great option for us. They still fall within that really great warranty that Cimarron has from the manufacturer on the tires. The tire manufacturer is offered, or the tire manufacturer warranty is offered through Lion's Head, and they do a 1 year no questions asked, 2 years of roadside assistance, and 5 years against any manufacturer defects for these wheels and tires. So we are really happy with what we're able to put under these trailers on these Cimarrons. You also have really great warranties for the Cimarrons itself. Cimarron knows they have a good product. They want to stand behind it. So they do a 3-year hitch to bumper and 8-year structural for any Cimarron manufactured parts. So it's really great warranty from the ground up on these trailers. It's one of the reasons that we love pulling our Cimarrons. Something we did on this one, since it's a nice kind of loaded out 3-horse, we did this wraparound style nose as opposed to the VP style nose, which you see on a lot of our trailers. The wraparound is kind of more similar to what we see on our living quarters trailers, but it just gives it a really clean, seamless look, kind of keeps that extrusion going all the way around there. So this layout is a little interesting on this one. As you guys know, closet tacks have made a big surge in popularity over the last couple of years, and people really like the ability to have a separate front dressing room. Maybe they're throwing a bedroll up top and camping out at a show, or at least just taking a nap between shows. They don't really want to sit with all their stinky saddle pads and blankets and bits and everything. So you have your own separate closet here. Now it doesn't add a whole lot of length to the trailer. A standard front tack on a Cimarron is 3'6". This changes your short wall size to 5 foot. So you're only adding 1.5 feet in order to get this really great separate area. Got a swing out blanket bar on the door, brush box on the door. These saddle tiers are completely movable, interchangeable. So if you wanted to add additional saddle tiers in here, it's very easy to do that. We usually keep some saddles in stock in case somebody wants to add them after the fact. You can even add additional blanket poles if that's something that you're really heavy on. Tons of bridle hooks on the corners here, so you can hang your really long stuff over here, and then you've got additional on this wall. Everything's carpeted. The floor is that rubber mat, so it's going to be really easy to clean. And then something that I really like is that we do a 25-gallon corner water tank in here. It kind of keeps it out of the way of your front dressing room, but it's nice if you're at a show or at a trail ride and you want to bring water from home, you want to be able to wash your horses, you have 25 gallons that you don't have to lug around in your truck bed. Up top there, we do have a roof vent. That's a really nice little option if you've got sweaty, stinky saddle pads. You can kind of get some airflow moving as you drive down the road. Hopefully dry those out on your way home. And then last but not least, these fold-up steps are something that we've done pretty much standard on all of our Cimarrons since I've been here. Everybody really likes how much easier it is to get in and out. I mean, look at how much clearance you have to step in and out versus your running board here. If we were just to run running board here, you'd have a big step up into this tack room, and it'd be a very thin little step. So having these fold down steps on the front tack room and the closet tack are really a no-brainer on this one. So something we've been upgrading on this one is a lot more of our customers have been requesting drop downs on the hip side. So we've always done bus windows as standard. You can even do plexiglass slats if you want, but having the ability to have these big drops where you can get tons of airflow on them is just a really nice option. Now they don't have jail bars on these rear drops, but they do have them on the head side. So it just gets so much airflow moving on these. If you're going to those hotter states like Texas, Arizona, Florida, really nice to get as much ventilation moving through these trailers as possible. I love all the side extrusions that Cimarron has Their extrusion is just a really clean extrusion. It actually adds a lot of structural strength to the side walls of your trailer. These are triple hollow slats, and anytime we can give something a radius, we add a lot of strength to it. So I always tell people, go knock on the side of a Cimarron trailer and then go knock on a competitor's side of the trailer, and you can feel how much more strength is in there. Everything's interlocking, so since they own all their own extrusions, they can interlock all their pieces, which eliminates places that they need to weld. Instead of having 3 pieces for this rear post here, they can have 1 extrusion, and that makes it incredibly strong because you're eliminating weak points where you would have a man-made weld. So that's some of the things that Cimarron does to make their trailers really built to last. Up top here, we've got a 16-inch awning light. I mentioned you've got your onboard battery, so that's something you could use at night if you're tacking up next to your trailer. As you work your way down there, you'll see we've got those same wheels that we have under the nose there for the spare, those silver spokes. And this trailer is running on 2 6,000-pound torsion axles. So we do upgrade those axles a little bit just because we went extra wide, extra tall. But it gives you plenty of axle underneath this trailer for what you're going to be doing. All right, getting to the stall area. Lots of cool upgrades on this one here. First and foremost is we haven't always done Werm flooring on this. It's a really nice option to have Werm flooring straight from the factory before a horse has ever been loaded on it. If you're not familiar with Werm flooring, it is a permanent rubber floor. It's got great grip and texture to it, but it doesn't drain. So it actually is completely sealed to your aluminum floor. So we don't have to go and drill a bunch of holes like you see on some trailers that use polylast. We like to have our floors protected. Cimarron actually does a 4-inch center with a V-truss every other. So they have an extruded aluminum deck that is the strongest aluminum floor on the market. And we want to protect that aluminum floor. Urine is very corrosive. It will pit your aluminum floors. So if we can protect it right from the get-go, it's kind of, once again, a no-brainer on that one. So we've started doing Werm floor in all of our more upgraded inventory models here. I just like all the texture it has. Now you saw I just did a step up here. We do try and keep some white ramps in different sizes here in stock. So if you do need to add a rear ramp, that's something we can do after the fact. We try not to add rear ramps to a lot of our inventory units. We'll do occasional rear ramps on some of our more standard 3s and 4s just so that we have them on hand. But if you have horses that just prefer a step up and you don't need a ramp, we're just adding cost to the trailer that you don't really need. So we can easily add one here. We try and, like I said, we try and keep them in stock so that can be done quickly. But that shouldn't be a barrier of entry for you on this trailer. As far as dividers on this one, on these 3 horses, we do a big stud divider on the first stall. These are spring loaded, so you see they kind of hold each other back. We're at kind of an angle here, so it's tipping just a little bit, but instead of having to fight those dividers that just fall on you as you're trying to wrestle horses into trailers, having the spring-loaded option is really nice. Gets them out of the way. Everything's supposed to be one-handed operation because you're generally grabbing a horse with the other. So very easy to close and open. Like you said, it's just a paddle latch. They avoid any metal-to-metal contact where they can. So generally you'll see some sort of plastic buffer. They use a high-grade plastic. It lasts incredibly long. Metal on metal actually wears a lot faster. So once again, they do anything they can to make these trailers have the most longevity. These dividers are heavy-duty extruded aluminum dividers. Everything has a radius, so you can run your hands over them where your horses would generally be licking your dividers, or everything that horses do on these trailers, trying to kill themselves in any way they can. So what we do is we try and make sure that everything is as horse safe as possible. That is by eliminating as many moving parts as possible and making sure everything has a nice smooth radius to it. We did padding on the dividers for both of these. That is something that is an upgrade, but I think it's a really nice one, especially if you are showing horses. You don't want to get to a show and your horse have aluminum marks all over them, because aluminum, especially on those lighter colored horses, will rub and it'll leave that kind of that dark stain on them. Stall areas on these Norstars are standard lined and insulated, so your horse area is going to remain a lot cooler. And then every single Cimarron comes standard with an insulated FiberTech roof. So it doesn't matter if it's a little bumper pole to a big LQ, they're all gonna get that really heavy duty FiberTech roof. We love these roofs here in Colorado because they're extremely dent resistant. So if you live in hail country like we do, we've got all these big beautiful canopies out here now, but our Cimarrons weather those hailstorms incredibly well. Sometimes we'll get some little dings on the side sheets, but that roof, they've recorded up to baseball size hail hitting these roofs without any damage. So we love our Cimarron roofs. We love how much cooler the stall areas are. It is a noticeable difference on a very hot day if you're standing in here and you can put your hand on the ceiling when it's 100 degrees out and you won't burn your hand. So we love our Cimarrons for that reason. We've got these nice big mangers here. We went ahead and did 18-inch deep mangers. You can do 15, 18, or 21. We find 18 is a really good size. Sometimes on our LQs where we've gone 8 wide, we'll do a 21 just for additional storage. But like I mentioned earlier, if you've got horses that don't like to back out, it's nice on these 7/6 wide with 18-inch deep mangers, so it gives them room to kind of turn and get their shoulder around that corner. Mangers have little drain holes in them, so it makes it easy if you want to nose this trailer up and wash those mangers out. Very simple to do. Butt strap that goes across here, just if you've got a horse in that last stall, they won't come running out at you. Backup lights are standard on 2025 models now. They are inside these red oval lenses, so if you throw that truck in reverse, you will get backup lights kick on automatically. Now right back here, since we do have mangers, we've kind of got some dead space in that rear portion of the trailer, and what a lot of people like is they like to do these broom closets. These broom closets are tapered, so if you've got nice big buckets, you can throw them in this corner here. We try and throw some bridle hooks, you can throw halters, great place to lean like your pitchforks, your brooms. Kind of gives you a great little space for everything you don't want in your tack room or front dressing room. I see a lot of people throw muck buckets and everything back here. This is a great space for kind of all your items that you just don't really know where to put because they're too dirty to go in your tack room and you don't really want to put them in your truck. So broom closets are really nice for that. The great thing about mangers is when we have the feed bunk up top, you've got all the storage down low here. So these mangers on these last 2 stalls, they do go all the way through. We do have bridle hooks under there, so that is something that we upgraded on this version here. People like having that additional hanging space in there. You can throw hoses, electric cords, additional bridles, halters, everything in there. Just really gives you a great additional vertical storage space on this trailer. I mentioned that Cimarron does what they can to avoid as many moving parts as possible. So on their jail bars, this is how all their jail bars are set up. But if you want to throw feed or anything like that, you do not have to collapse the bar, pull a string, anything like that. This is all one solid piece, and it is just engineered to work really well if you want to take it out. Once again, you'll see that plastic buffer on there. Very simple design. But honestly, that's the genius of it, is that it's nice and smooth and horse safe, and it's gonna last for a very, very, very long time. All your hinges on your doors and your drop downs are grease-zerk hinges. So one of the biggest complaints that we see on trailers is that over time, door hinges will start to seize up. Now, if you take care of your Cimarron and you grease these zerks I do mine like twice a year if I remember. I strongly recommend remembering. You're gonna keep everything really well lubricated and everything's gonna move and work as it should for years and years and years to come. Cimarron has set you up for success. So if you take care of your Cimarron, it's gonna take care of you. You're gonna get great resale value out of it. So if you ever need to upgrade, you add more horses or downsize, you're gonna be really happy that you bought a Cimarron. They hold their value really well. Up top, we've got another 16-inch awning light, just so that if you want to tack on this side, you have plenty of space here. Now the cool thing about that closet tack is it gives us this really great open front dressing room. I mean, look at all this hanging space you have here. We have these huge 18-inch deep boot boxes with 2 doors here just because they're so big. You want to make sure you have easy to pick them up and down. We've even got an additional clothes rod up top. This is a horse show trailer dream. I think that this is really well set up. You've got windows on either side of the nose there. We've got plenty of lights. That's something that we always try and focus on, is if we have a lot of carpet that's going to draw a lot of light away, we like to add additional lights. So we did throw 2 interior lights on this one, whereas a standard option would have been just 1. We did go ahead and carpet these walls here, and then you've got great hanging space right here. So if you walk in, have big coats or anything that you want to just throw in there, just gives you a great space for that. So this one's really set up to be very usable. It gives you plenty of space to get changed and ready for a show, or just somewhere nice to hang out during a horse show where it's quiet and you can go through and study everything. Every Cimarron as a 2025 model will come standard with the bracing for an AC. So if you ever want to add an AC or fan, you do not have to go in and have additional welding done. They have braced it for it, so you can easily add one without having to go in and find a welder. But on the floor here, we've got this rubber mat as well. We carried that in over from the closet tack, which makes it very easy to clean. We're kind of done with carpet. I think carpet has seen its day, and rubber mats and gray rubber tread flooring is the new wave of the future here. So I know you guys have fallen in love with this trailer as we walk through it. So I'm going to give you guys the stock number on this one. You can check it out on our website, transwest.com. There's a 2025 Cimarron Norstar 3-horse gooseneck. The stock number is 5N230074. If you guys do have any questions on it, we would be more than happy to answer any questions you might have. You can reach us directly at 303-684-3400. Once again, my name is Callie Say. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in today. I hope everybody has a great Friday. Thank you.